Hey everybody, it's been a little bit. Let's get back into it. So, what's going on in the world of Web3, AI, blockchain, cryptocurrency? What are the signals from the frontier of digital infrastructure? So, right now, let's go over some lead in headlines. Coinbase becomes Hyperliquid's official USDC Treasury deployer as USDH sunsets. What is this about? So, Coinbase has been appointed the official USDC Treasury deployer for Hyperliquid. As the exchange winds down the USDH stablecoin, Native Markets, which operates the Hyperliquid ecosystem's proprietary stablecoin, granted Coinbase the right to purchase USDH brand assets as part of the transition. The arrangement enables Coinbase to manage USDC liquidity and settlement infrastructure on Hyperliquid's platform. Interesting. Now, it's going to phase out USDH in favor of the industry standard Circle-backed stablecoin. The shift reflects a broader consolidation around USDC. It's the preferred settlement layer, and it's being used across decentralized finance platforms. Now, the native market's decision is to retire USDH. That stablecoin, it gained some traction with Hyperliquid's perpetual futures ecosystem, but let's just say USDC has allowed itself to really become a confident liquidity advantage. And for Coinbase, the role strengthens its position as a critical infrastructure provider. Blockchain ecosystems, they're going to find a way to diversify its revenue streams beyond consumer trading. This move simplifies token economics for Hyperliquid users who will no longer need to manage two stablecoins for trading and settlement. Now, investors should monitor how seamlessly Hyperliquid executes this USDH sunset and whether this USDC transition attracts new liquidity to the platform. And I think that's a great thing. And it's not surprising to see this news come out, especially with the Clarity Act. Should be voting on today, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll go over that too. We'll see what else is available. From the block, we have Tethertron and TRM Labs backed a T3 financial crime. We see JP Morgan lists Bitcoin ETF exposure in Q1. Now, I like the idea about this Hyperliquid thing with Coinbase. Trump right now, President Trump's in Beijing for the biggest potential market moving event of the year. Now, what's going on with that? But what you didn't know is that there's this new thing going around X, and it's how Anthropic helped a user find his wallet DAT file to retrieve 5 Bitcoins. That's pretty cool. So basically the story of it is that he had lost the wallet, kept the laptop, but didn't remember the seed phrase and anything pertaining to it. And so he used Anthropic to basically help him go through the steps of trying to solve his problem. And according to reports and people on his own resource, it worked. He found the wallet .dat file on the drive of his computer. He never reformatted the drive. Now, I want people to understand this is not essentially a crypto hack, right? Like, someone using Anthropic or Claude Code can't go and hack into your hardware wallet remotely, okay, or even go into these machines. There's one thing that we do say when it comes to securing your digital assets, right, is to keep your seed phrases offline. Don't store them on your computer. And back in 2015, from when he bought the tokens, for my understanding, I'm not too sure exactly which wallet it was. I'm sure we can go find that out. But if it was an application wallet, right, it's going to store the wallet DAT file on your drive, and it's not easily accessible to a non-tech savvy individual. And even someone that's tech savvy, it's still a very, very, very difficult process. And the cool thing about all of this is we've come a long way in the past decade when it comes to securing your digital assets. You know, with Tangem, one of our partners, Tangem, right? You would have a card. Now you can say, well, what happens if I lost the card? Well, then I don't know. You know, no one can help you. You can have a ring. You can have facial recognition, right? With Keystone, you can have your fingerprint along with passcodes and pins. So we've really have improved the security and usability for everyone. And I can't wait to see what the next decade brings. And I know people are concerned about quantum and the quantum effect and threat to this ecosystem and Bitcoin. But as an optimistic individual with a curious mind, I will bet that we will figure it out. And with agentic intelligence, you know, there's going to be a future of AI versus AI. So if someone can create, you know, a AI intelligence of right now that could potentially write a new thesis on Moore's law, why wouldn't we be able to update and improve, you know, quantum computing and quantum cryptography, and application specific integrated circuits, ASIC mining equipment, you know, everything else. When people try to fear others about the quantum threat, they are saying that the quantum threat will beat today's current foundation security, right? But what they're deceiving people is that they're just saying the technology and innovation around quantum will improve, but everything else is going to stay the same as today, and it's not going to improve together. And just because of that mishap is why I'm not concerned. Excuse me. Is why I'm not concerned at all about quantum threats when it comes to Bitcoin, cryptography, and, you know, the massive threat to the world. Moving on. It looks like, let's see what else is going on. So, like I said, here we go. We have the Clarity Act markup leaves Bitcoin unstirred. So Bitcoin has been going through this really, I love the pattern, and maybe we'll go over the chart, but it's a nice stair stepper pattern. It's slow consolidation and accumulation. And I believe that this will make it more favorable for institutional buyers and institutional banks, and because their biggest complaint about Bitcoin has been the volatility. A lot of when I speak to other people, they are still hurt from the previous bear cycles. You know, the FTX crash. You know, a lot of people believed in the innovative developers and engineers that essentially just made shit up and stole from people, right? Um, but there are still a massive amount of people in this ecosystem that actually did what they said and what their team aimed to achieve, right? Ethereum had an idea a long time ago. Solana, right? Bitcoin, Litecoin, even Doge with Script, right? Tron, BNB. Look at Binance right now. Um, Punji Penguins. I don't know. I mean, they're out here IRL trying to make moves, establishing relationships, and that's for the meme sectors. So it's not like this technology doesn't work, and it's not like there's not opportunities. I just think people got ahead of themselves and just got super excited about extracting from this ecosystem and extracting from the marketplace instead of growing with it. And that has been one of my concerns about Web3 and the decentralized ecosystem, because everyone has their right to do and transact in, however they want. If they want to come to crypto and just only extract and not also provide value, I mean, that's what an open source world is about, right? And it leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths, right? And for the ones that want to come to this open source marketplace world and deceive others, people blame crypto, but we can find thousands of stocks that IPO in the stock market, right? That say they're gonna make some cancer medicine, or say they're gonna do this a new green energy, or they're gonna build an electronic semi truck, right? Or we're gonna recreate AI and all these new AI companies, and I put this with air quotes, right? It happens all the time in that market, and you don't see anyone complaining to the institutions about it, right? You don't see banks complaining about it, but yet they wanted to go after Web3, right? And so I bring this up because human behaviors has been the same across all technologies, and as we continue to progress down this path of agentic intelligence, and I believe that authentic, verifiable, organic truth is going to be the most valuable thing on the planet, and in an entire galaxy. We see people being manipulated and persuaded by fake videos, fake pictures, fake false hope. And with blockchain technology, authenticating and verifying content, I believe, is going to be the next iteration. And it's already there. It's not like the technology for this hasn't been available. It has been available, and some people are working on it now. We are doing it with AuthentiSeal, using the Solana network to authenticate real world assets on the blockchain. And so that authentication could be put to anything, right? If you're a politician that happens to do a marketing thing across, advertisement vectors, right? Social media, TV, billboard, digital billboards. you're going to want an authenticated video, because the last thing you need is your adversary or someone else kind of recreating that video to depict you in a different light. And authentication on the blockchain is the one way to defeat it, in my opinion. And so as we continue to use the blockchain to provide more trust into the internet, not into the world, but at least online, I think it will help new people navigate their way through the bullshit and through fake and through real players, people that, through the scammers, or, and I'm not saying everyone that has a hopes and dreams or a very, unrealistic, I don't want to say unrealistic, ambitious goal is going to fail. But because of AI, there's no longer the reason to allocate capital to non-production ready products, right? With Anthropic, with Cursor, with OpenAI, Anthropic, Gemini, like with all of these new agentic intelligence, all of these new tools available, people should be pitching with production ready builds, right? We've built this in the dark, not we are going to build this, we need to raise capital, right? Before it was we have this idea, we are going to build this, help us raise capital so we can make this happen. That has transformed into, we've built this, a group of us came together over 1 month, every weekend for an entire month, 4 times, a group of us came together. We built this production ready product, and we need to get this out to the marketplace. We are raising capital to help us gain attention, recognition, verification, and authentication of the value that this product can provide others. And I believe that is the direction that we are in right now. And new projects launching should have that mindset, right? No longer should you be asking anybody for anything if you haven't already built it. There's no excuse. You have AI, and I'm going to show you some of the things we built here at W3MCT if you want to stick around to the end of this video. But you can do some amazing things. Okay, so let's, I had to just kind of get that out of there. So according to CoinDex, right, Bitcoin held steady above 67,000 on Tuesday as the Senate Banking Committee advanced the Clarity Act. 67,000. Oh, this was from before. Did they mess up on the article, or did my AI mess up? Or they're just saying that, okay, so they're just using it as the average. Okay. So people are thinking we're going to drop below again. It's staying above 67,000. You can say, a lot of people would say that was the low. We know it went down to, I believe, I think we wicked down to about 59.99 something, or 980 or whatever. So what is the Clarity Act, and what should you know about it? So the Clarity Act aims to clarify jurisdiction between the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, addressing a long-standing source of regulatory ambiguity that has constrained institutional adoption of digital assets. So the proponents argue that explicit federal guidelines will reduce legal uncertainty for exchanges, custodians, and token issuers, while protecting consumers through clearer enforcement standards. Now, the bill's passage through committee without contentious debate suggests growing consensus in Congress that crypto regulation, rather than prohibition, now commands majority support among both Republicans and Democrats. The steadiness of Bitcoin's price, despite the legislative momentum, reflects investor focus on the macroeconomic factors and the Federal Reserve's interest rate trajectory rather than near-term regulatory wins. Market participants should monitor the Clarity Act's trajectory in the full Senate, while procedural hurdles and fiscal hawks may delay passage. Passage would mark the first significant federal crypto legislation in the United States. And so, as they continue to argue about, who gets what money, who gets to charge whom, and all these other things, I do think we'll see the Clarity Act pass, and I do believe that this will at least help people build, innovate, and provide value to the new ecosystem with confidence. And so, because of that, right, we're seeing other institutions finding their way to be more involved in the world of decentralized finance, right, and DeFi. We're going to see more institutions trying to figure out what is going on with Ethereum, Solana, and some of these altcoins, and expand further from just Bitcoin. And so, in their pursuit of that, I believe they'll find the value in blockchain technology and why that's important. And so, let's see if there's anything other that's good that stands out. We have a lot of quantum stuff going on, right? We know Trump's over in China doing the summit, trying to figure out ways to work together. I'm assuming we'll find out. We're seeing some investors take from IBIT, which honestly, the IBIT ETF, I will be surprised if that continues to do well, because people are starting to realize that they can just go to Coinbase and buy Bitcoin. Like, why would you go to IBIT? But you never know. For the big institutions or for other people that would rather use the current marketplace and the insurance and the safety and everything of the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, like, I understand. And that's why the world of Web3, right, this next iteration to the internet, is going to be more inclusive of all participants across the globe. Now, it says this Solana treasury firm DeFi Development Corp reports 108% yearly growth in SOL per share. Interesting. Bitcoin owner claims Claude AI cracked lost wallet password, netting 400,000 in BTC. That's the viral thread on X that drew millions of views as a user claimed Claude AI helped recover a lost Bitcoin wallet. And so that's that for now. There's more that's going on in this space, and I think it's just going to get way more exciting. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel now. We're going to keep you up to date, because the signals that I've been providing, well, it's not financial advice, but maybe they might provide some valuable insight in your journey as you figure out if Bitcoin, AI, blockchain, crypto, NFTs, DeFi, yield farming, this whole ecosystem is right for you. Thanks again. I appreciate you. And if you want to learn more about W3MCT and what we do, we provide solutions to problems you don't know you have. We are an advisor here to help you understand about Web3, sovereign AI, and securing your digital infrastructure. I want to thank our partners with Tangem and Keystone. We've been working with them. I have both of these wallets and I've been testing them out for a very long time. W3MCT is an authorized reseller for Tangem and Keystone. We are two industry leaders in self-custody hardware. Genuine devices direct from the source with our guidance. I would highly recommend anyone that doesn't understand how to do this, you can just take our quick quiz. Which wallet is right for you? You can go through these 6 simple questions and it will provide you with a good understanding. And some of you that want to do your due diligence and do a deep dive, we've created 2 deep dive analysis for the Tangem wallet and for Keystone. Tangem wallet, you can go ahead and click read deep dive analysis right here and it will break down everything about Tangem Wallet 2.0. It's the world's simplest hardware wallet. No seed phrases, no batteries, no complicated setup, just tap and secure. The cool thing about this, you can get a Tangem card or a ring to work with it and seamlessly use this right on your phone. The security architecture, yeah, it's pretty secured, like military level secured. So you're good. There's nothing to worry about that, okay? Trust, yeah. I mean, it's a multi-layer cryptography verification ensures only genuine Tangem cards work together. What does that mean? It means that someone can just take some other fake man-made card and try to open up your Tangem wallet on your phone. And you have smart backups with everything. If you want, you can verify, you can initialize the primary card, establish encrypted channels, secure key transfer, and verification is complete. It's built to last, water and dust resistant. We got a huge 25-year lifespan credit card form factor, and it looks really cool. If you want to be a little bit different from the crowd, go check out the Bitcoin edition. It's available right now. All you need to do is head on over to w3mct.com/partners, click get Tangem wallet, and it brings you to our secured site, collaborated partnership with Tangem, and you can get your card set today. It's an awesome gift, whether you're new to this ecosystem or you're an experienced user of cryptocurrency. Having a Tangem wallet is a necessary tool to have in your tool belt. And if you didn't know, from May 5th to June 5th, you get a chance to win one of 100 plus prizes, including $5,000 worth in Bitcoin, an iPhone 17, and the Tangem Pro Kits. The more wallets you buy, the more entries you get. Hey, that sounds kind of cool. I think I'm gonna get another one right now. So, if you guys want to keep up and try to get some rewards, go to tangem.com. If you want to go to tangem.com, you can just use my promo code W3MCT, get 10% off. If not, you can just go through our website. Like I said, we're here, official authorized partners of Tangem. You can do all the resource you need in our deep analysis for the Tangem wallet. And for those of you that want to understand more about Keystone, Keystone is really cool. The Keystone Pro 3 is a touchscreen wallet, is a hardware wallet device. It is not a application that you use on your smartphone, right? So you receive the cold wallet, which is now an official partner with MetaMask. Okay, so Keystone secures your digital assets with 100% open source air-gapped cold wallet, built for true self-custody. The cool thing about this wallet is, right, you have the fingerprint scanner here at the end.